The Hausa Kingdoms, Africa's lost empire of power, culture, and civilization, in the heart of West Africa, between the Niger River and Lake Chad, a great civilization once thrived, one that has often been overlooked in mainstream history. The Hausa Kingdoms, known collectively as Hausaland or the Hausa Bakwai, were a network of 7 powerful city-states: Bayram, Dora, Gobe, Kano, Katsina, Reno, and Zaria, also called Zazzau. Together, they formed a civilization that was sophisticated, economically vibrant, and culturally rich. While Europe was still emerging from the Dark Ages, the Hausa city-states had already built walled cities, developed institutional governments, and created thriving trade networks. Their cities were centers of art, spirituality, military power, and commerce. Their story is not only a chapter in Nigerian history, it is a significant part of global civilization. The origins of the Hausa Kingdoms blend legend and history. According to tradition, a prince from Baghdad named Bayajidda arrived in Dora, defeated a dangerous serpent that had terrorized the town, and married the local queen. Their union produced Bowo, who became the father of the 7 core Hausa states. While this story is legendary, it reflects the early influence of foreign cultures and suggests connections with Islamic and Middle Eastern traditions. Historical and archaeological evidence shows that these settlements were already advanced long before the 1500s, with roots stretching back to the early centuries of the first millennium. Though each Hausa state was independent, they were closely connected through language, trade, religion, and culture. They often competed, but they also shared a common identity. Each city-state developed its own strength. Dora and Katsina became known for their dye pits and trade links. Gobe and Bayram became military strongholds protecting the region's borders. Kano and Reno became renowned for textiles and commerce, and Zaria became a political and military center, especially under the leadership of the legendary Queen Amina. No story of the Hausa Kingdoms is complete without Queen Amina of Zazzau. Born in the 16th century, she was trained in the arts of leadership and warfare from a young age. After ascending to power, she led a long military campaign that expanded her kingdom across central Nigeria. She commanded a large army and fortified her territories with the famous Amina's walls, which would later inspire defensive architecture across the region. Under her leadership, Zaria became a major political and economic hub, and trade routes expanded deeper into northern Africa. The Hausa economy was built on agriculture, craftsmanship, and long-distance trade. Their cities were filled with markets, guilds, and workshops producing leather, cloth, weapons, and pottery. They traded salt, gold, ivory, kola nuts, and textiles with North African merchants and even with traders from the Middle East. They practiced advanced farming methods, including crop rotation and communal agriculture, growing millet, sorghum, rice, tobacco, and peanuts. Islam played a central role in uniting the Hausa states intellectually and spiritually. After King Yoji of Kano converted to Islam in the 14th century, scholars, architects, and merchants arrived from across the Muslim world. Cities like Kano and Katsina became centers of learning, comparable to Timbuktu. Yet traditional African religions remained important among the people, creating a rich tapestry of belief systems that coexisted for centuries. Each Hausa state was governed by a king, supported by councils of elders and local chiefs. This system created stability, organization, and accountability. The state bureaucracy included roles such as chief counselors, military commanders, and law enforcement officers. It was a sophisticated political system that rivaled many contemporary governments around the world. Despite their strength, the Hausa Kingdoms were not immune to change. Their political disunity left them vulnerable, and in 1804, a religious revolution led by Usman Dan Fodio transformed the region. The Sokoto Jihad swept across Hausaland, overthrowing the ancient dynasties and transforming the city-states into emirates under the Sokoto Caliphate. During the colonial era, the British incorporated the emirates into the Northern Protectorate of Nigeria, maintaining the Emir's authority through indirect rule. Today, cities like Kano, Katsina, and Zaria remain important centers, still shaped by the cultural and spiritual heritage of their past. The Hausa language, art, music, and traditions continue to influence millions across West Africa and beyond. The Hausa Kingdoms were not merely local states, they were part of the world's historical stage. Their story challenges the old narratives that portrayed Africa as primitive or unorganized. They were civilizations of intellect, elegance, and power. In studying the Hausa Kingdoms, we discover a legacy of innovation, art, governance, and courage. Their story is a reminder that Africa's past was a history of light, strength, and sophistication.